Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So in this video, we're going to be looking at firewalls. So we're also going to look at how you can configure a firewall, what a firewall is, as well as how you can use it in order to redirect traffic that's coming on a specific port to your server to a different port. So a firewall is a network security system that monitors and controls both incoming as well as outgoing network traffic. Now this is based on predefined security rules. So I'm going to show you guys how you can make these rules in a few minutes from now. So a firewall typically establishes a barrier between a trusted network and an untrusted network, such as the internet. So for this project, the first thing that you need to do is to first of all log into your servers. So I'll just log into my server. So I'll use Secure Shell. Then once you log into your server, you need root privileges. So I'm just going to say sudo su. This is going to give me root privileges on the server. So now that I have root privileges, I can now upgrade as well as install UFW, which is the firewall. So in order to install the firewall, you first of all say apt-get. Then you need to first of all upgrade. You first of all upgrade the machine. So apt-get upgrade. Then once you run this, you now say apt-get. So you say apt-get install UFW, and this is going to install the file. So because I already have it installed, it's not going to be installed. So once you have it installed, for you to start it, you first of all you say UFW enable. So this is going to start your firewall. So it's going to bring this, then you can simply say Y, then press enter, and it will now say firewall is active and enabled on system startup. So after enabling the firewall, you now need to set some rules. Now be careful before you even exit from the server. By default, it's not going to have any rules. And so Secure Shell, which is port 22, is going to be disabled by default. So you need to enable that port. So now how do you allow traffic that's coming onto the port 22 to just go in directly? So in order to do that, you simply say UFW allow, then you say 22, which is for a Secure Shell, so that's the port for Secure Shell. Then you now say TCP, which is the protocol. So this is going to, of course, for mine it has said skipping adding existing rule because I already added this rule. So you say UFW allow 22 TCP. Then you can also say UFW allow. So if you want to allow all incoming traffic that's coming to port, let's say maybe 80, and 80 we know that's the port for HTTP. So even for that one, it's going to say skipping adding existing rule because it has already been added. So UFW allow 80, then TCP. Then to add, to allow any traffic that's coming to port 443, which is HTTP secure hypertext transfer protocol secure, you simply say UFW allow 443, then slash TCP, and this is going to allow all traffic that's coming to this particular port. So the commands so far have been, you first of all update. So after updating, you install UFW, but then the commands that we are interested in are UFW enable, then UFW allow 22/TCP, UFW allow 80/TCP, then UFW allow 443/TCP. Now, before you even run all these commands, because we want to block all incoming traffic, you need to say UFW, then you now say default. So default deny incoming. So you write this command first, then you can now add all these other commands. Then this will just deny. So UFW default deny incoming. Then this is just going to deny all incoming traffic. Then if you want to check the status of your firewall, you can simply say UFW status, and this will enable you to check the status. So status is active, Then these the ports that are allowed, so 2280 as well as 443. So this is a secure shell, HTTP, as well as HTTPS. So after you are done with all these things, you simply say UFW enable, and this UFW reload, and it's going to save the changes. So UFW reload, and this is going to save whatever changes you've made. So after doing all these things, you can now write them in your script. But then of course the first line is supposed to be the shebang. Then after the shebang, then you now add the comment. Then after that, you then add these different lines that these different things that you did. Then coming to the other task, the other task was saying firewalls cannot only filter requests, they can also forward them. So in this one, you are asked to to redirect traffic that's coming on a specific port, redirect it to another, like a different port. So now, how can you get to do that? So the file that you're supposed to edit is in the etc folder. So we just, I'm not even going to change directory to that. So this etc and UFW. So UFW, then before dot rules. So before dot rules. This is a file that you're supposed to edit. So you simply add this part of the IP tables. So you simply say star, then nat, then pre-routing accept 0, 0, then A, then you specify. So let me just break down what all of these different things do. So nat simply indicates the start of the nat table in the IP tables configuration file. Then when you come to pre-routing accept this accepts all incoming requests unless dropped or rejected by some matching rule. Then when you come to A, pre-routing, this appends the rule to the end of the pre-routing chain. So this rule that we are going to make this side is going to be appended to the pre-routing chain. And this is the first chain that packets encounter. So whenever a packet comes to this server, this is the first chain that the packet is going to encounter. Then coming to this part that says P, then TCP, this simply specifies the protocol to which this rule is going to which this rule is the protocol that this rule is going to affect. Then D port 8080, this is the port the port on the server that packet is targeting. So whenever that packet is targeting this port and it's using TCP, then this rule is going to hold. So J, you can now specify the action to take if the packet matches these rules that are here. So once the packet matches this rule, then we know to say that we are going to redirect whatever traffic is coming. Then this is going to redirect the traffic to port 80. Then after you do all these things, you now need to commit. So this indicates the end of the NAT table section, and it commits the changes to the kernel. So once you put this commit, then after you are done with all these things, you simply say UFW reload, and it's going to reload all the different changes that you've made. Now, how can you get this file? So to get the file, what I can recommend is you copying the file first of all. So you can simply say cp. So I'm just going to say cp. So cp. So I'm just going to copy this. Then I'm going to just say I'm just going to make a file called conf. So you say cp, then you change this to conf, then ls. So ls, if you notice now, conf is there. So if you say ls long conf, it's going to show you that this only has, it can only be opened by someone, by the root user. So you need to change the ownership so that SCP, when you want to copy it, it won't fail. So you need to say change ownership. So change ownership, I'm just going to say Ubuntu. So this is the user. So change ownership, if you want, you can also specify the group, but there's no need for now. So change ownership, Ubuntu. If you can also say Ubuntu there. So change ownership, Ubuntu, then you now specify the file, which is conf. So once you do that, then you run ls long for conf. The user is now Ubuntu and the group is also Ubuntu. So now that we've done this, you can now exit from your server. Then once you exit from your server, you are now going to come to your either to your local machine or to your other server. Now, for those of you guys who are using the web terminal, you need to do these things that I'm going to do from your other server. So if you are configuring this on Web01 server, then you need to do these different things on the Web02 server. So once you do this, then you can now say SCP. So for you to use SCP, you first of all need to specify the source. So the source is, so I'm just going to say Ubuntu at, so since I changed for web01.tech, so you now specify the file. So the file that I want is conf. Then I want to copy this into, let's say, a new file. I'm going to make a new file called configuration. Or maybe let me just say config. So when you say this is going to copy whatever file is there. So this is the root. So root, whatever file is at the root called conf, I want to copy it into a new file called config. So if I do ls, we now have config. So if I go into config, so vi config, I now have all these different changes that I made in the same file. So this is the file that I want you to submit. So once you do all these different things, then you're done with the project. So you can now remove, if you want to, you can now remove config. And you can also remove from secure shell. So you can simply say secure shell. So let me just say secure shell. Then if you want to run a command, you can simply say remove conf. And this is going to remove conf from my other server. Now, for those of you guys who haven't changed the configuration for your SSH, for SSH on your local machine, probably just saying SSH Ubuntu at whatever is not going to work. And so you need to specify the path to your key. So in order to specify the path to your key, you simply use the I option. So you simply say I, then you now specify your path to key. So you then specify the path to your key right here. Then after that, then you now put Ubuntu at web01 whatever. Then you can also specify the user if you're using a different user on your server. So this is it for the for this project. I hope you guys liked the video, and if you found the video really helpful, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, as well as leave a comment. Thanks for watching.